Fourth video, fifth. We're doing all right.
Yeah,
we're adventuring. We're adventurers. So we went back to Orlando, Florida. This time she had to go for work, but I got to hang out a little bit by myself. I got to check out Seaworld, and then later Carly joined me for Seaworld. Seaworld's great. It's really awesome.
This was our first time at an official SeaWorld park. We have our Busch Gardens passes, which work at SeaWorld.
It works at all 12 parks, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, and some of their water parks, which haven't had the craziest, best experience there. But we've gone to at least one of them in Florida. But SeaWorld. So we left here early. It was like 30 degrees, maybe. It might have even been snowing.
We made our flight this time.
On time. We're really good at it. We're getting better. So much better. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I do not do mornings. We get there, and what a drastic weather change. It was raining for the first couple of days, which was awesome, though, because that made nobody in the park.
There is absolutely nobody in the park. Like, I lucked out. I've gotten on, like, all the rides.
Yeah.
Got to walk on, like, everything.
I was so jealous because I was at work. So I'm getting sent pictures of, like, here I am on this bed, here I am eating this, here I am hanging out. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, it was the best. It wasn't the best not having Carly, but it was the best not having, like, people in the park.
It's literally a ghost town. I think there actually might be more animals than people here.
There's no one in the park. I walked on every roller coaster back to back. Rode, I think Manta is our first inverted coaster.
Yeah.
What is it called, inverted?
Like the flying coaster where like, you're laying down on it. That was probably my favorite, I think, in the park. It's hard though because they have a good spread of rides. They're all really different. But that was the first time where you're like the anticipation of just sitting there and being like pulled up.
Yeah.
You're laying down.
Looking down on a roller coaster, it gives you this feeling of flying, I think.
Yeah.
It's super neat. All their roller coasters are made by the same companies that are at, I think, all the other Busch Gardens parks, but at least the Williamsburg one. They have Mako, which is a lot like Apollo's Chariot. Super cool, lots of dips. I think it's better than Apollo's Chariot. What else do they have?
Huge airtime on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
There is Kraken, which is their older one that's like probably the gnarliest one.
Yeah, it definitely
terms of, like, inversions.
pulled some G's.
Yeah, like loops on it. That one was really fun. I knocked it around a little bit, but it was still really cool.
I think that's the same company that makes Griffin.
I'm not sure.
I could be wrong. And then what else is there? There's Manta.
There's their newest one that had just, I think now it's officially opened for everyone. The time is only like pass holder previews was Icebreaker. Which
it's cool.
It's cool,
It's a multi-coast coaster, multi-launch roller coaster. Goodness, and it's nothing super special. I liked it. I mean, I wasn't in love with it. I think my favorite was either Manta or Mako out of all of them.
Yeah, same with me. I think it probably was the least exciting ride. Strangely enough, was their brand new one.
Very family friendly.
Yeah, super smooth because brand new. I don't think I had any inversions. But it's just like a speed thing. It's a fun, quick ride, but it was cool to ride that.
Yeah, it was cool. And to be like one of the earlier people to ride it, so we can just say we did. Actually, believe it or not, next Sunday we're going to ride Pantheon, but that's another video on itself.
A little sneak peek.
So we all, like, SeaWorld's got some cool rides. I mean, don't get me wrong. But I think the shows were actually better there than any park we've gone to.
I know what to expect with that because Busch Gardens Williamsburg, there's a handful of animal shows. Usually their live entertainment's really good. But then Busch Gardens Tampa is a zoo, basically. There's so much crazy animal stuff that you can do. So I wasn't sure how it was going to fall because it's a totally different kind of park entirely in the span of it. They were really, really cool. Yeah,
SeaWorld is... Goodness, where to start on that? It's an underwater zoo, if you will, or maybe like a water zoo. I guess that's the point of SeaWorld. The whales, the orca show is super cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know a lot of people have feelings about keeping whales in captivities, but I enjoyed it. They seem to take very good care. of the whales. They know them all very well. The show is very informational.
Yeah.
But like beyond all that, to see a giant whale jump out of the water, probably 30, 40 feet in the air.
The scale is wild. We see them land, how deep they go when they land. It's like, geez.
Oh man. And like it's they actually, tell you the truth, the best part of the show was this bird that was stealing the show the whole time. But beyond the bird, the show of the whales is awesome. They also have a sea otter?
Yeah, they had otter, seal, I think a walrus was in there.
Is it walrus? It is a walrus, isn't it?
I think he was. There's a whole bunch in this one.
There's something else in that.
So
What was the
funny.
white thing? Was that the walrus?
Oh, that was a whale, I think, right?
I know, we're gonna have to check the videos. Maybe we showed on our video earlier
Tape.
when it was fresh in our mind. So the other show is really cool too. It's full of laughs and giggles, and they do a really good job with the animals. I was so impressed. Beyond the whales and seals and walruses, they have a underground Arctic area which is by our icebreaker, and they have beluga whales.
Beluga whales. They had walruses in there too.
The walruses are cool.
those.
There was one that just kept doing flips. What else was in there? They had like the old Arctic exploration stuff where you can check out where they went to the Arctic and
expeditions.
did their own expeditions and stuff.
That area was really cool, and it was off to the side. It took us forever to find it. Like, the map showed where it was, but we still were like looking in all the wrong areas.
It was like hidden behind icebreaker and this icebreaker bar.
Yeah, it was like a gift shop that we walked into, and it looked like a dead end. But if you kept looping back through it, you'd wind up at the entrance of it. So no one really was in there, I think, because it was so hidden.
Yeah, it was definitely
a cool little
push out on the
quiet
side.
area.
And then what else do they have for animals? Oh, they have the turtles. The turtles were cool. Most of the turtles seem to be like rescues. Like one was missing a bottom jaw, I think, and the other was missing a foot. Goodness, what else did we see?
They had all the manatees, which are some of my favorites.
Oh, they did have the manatees.
They were cleaning the manatee tank while we were there. So this big giant like blue tube, and the manatees kept trying to eat it. So their cute little sea cow mouths were like
They're huge. You don't think about how big a manatee is. You know what I mean?
They're massive.
And like I guess it's not very hard to be big underwater, but if they're you have to be strong to walk around land, but you just float around in the water.
The one kept trying to trip the guy cleaning the tank. He kept like laying down behind him. So whenever he tried and like walk backwards, he would like almost eat it every single time. It's a smart little
yeah,
cow.
smart manatee.
Mammoth.
Goodness. So Seaworld was real cool. It's a giant park. When we were there, they're doing the food and wine festival.
Yeah.
And I think you get a punch card because we're pass holders, 18 food items or liquor. We ate a lot.
It was so worth it. We would ride something, grab a snack, grab some drinks, go to the next thing, and just pop around the park that way. And that's what we did pretty much all day. And we had to try to make sure we used them up. And we could have easily not had all of them. Like, it was definitely worth it.
I think we spent our last 3 stamps on straight shots.
Yeah.
Just because we're not going to use them. If we didn't, we're not going back anytime soon, at least. So we did the SeaWorld thing, and then we ended up staying at Dockside.
Yes.
Dockside? Bayside.
Yes, Dockside at Universal. They're the Endless Summer Resort. There's Dockside and there's Surfside. So
that's the other one, Surfside.
In Dockside.
Dockside is cool. It's one of their cheaper hotels. The rooms are decent. It's really, really new.
Somehow we wound up in this like awesome suite with a kitchenette in it. It had
a microwave kitchenette.
Had a fridge, got a microwave. It had a whole other bedroom in it.
The room key that you use is actually a light switch. So when you come in, you put your room key in, and it turns on all the lights. And then when you leave, you take your room key out, it turns off all the lights. Since we were doing SeaWorld, we obviously had to go to Universal again. Rode the crap out of everything there. Velocicoaster over and over again. From
the wall, Hagrid's.
Oh, we got this new picture up here. We got a couple pins. They were doing the Mardi Gras stuff when we were there.
Yeah, I missed most of that, which I was bummed about, but you guys had a blast.
the Mardi Gras stuff was pretty cool. I wasn't super impressed. We went through all the floats and it shows you the history and how they're made. I like Halloween Horror Nights more, but I guess that's really comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah.
You know, but we definitely did our time at Universal. Went to City Walk. Ate all the food there.
We went to Big Fire, which we'd never tried before. That was really, really good. There's a Mexican place there. I don't know how.
Oh God, Antojitos.
Antojitos.
Yeah.
Mexican. That place is always fire. We've gone there for appetizer, gone there for drinks, gone there for dinner, and every time we just end up happy as could be every time we've gone there.
I ended up going to NBC Grill one night when she was at work, and I wasn't super crazy, but it's definitely a sports bar. I'm not a sports bar fan, but they're all right too. They have like a little skee ball underneath the tables. We even got one night we felt a little crazy and we got a dessert at Sweet Tooth. What was it?
Toothsome. Chocolate Emporium.
Wow, like that, huh?
It's like this huge thing, and we carried it like the whole way to the buses, and we're just like, it was so good. It's like this giant milkshake, but when they bring them out, they're covered in like whipped cream and like a whole, what do we have, like a whole cupcake on top of it?
Yeah.
It was so good.
We spent a lot of time on City Walk this time. We weren't stressed to ride everything this time because we've already ridden everything. But we did go a lot of sightseeing.
Yeah.
This is the first time we haven't been able to take the ferry, or not the ferry. Is it the ferry?
Yeah, to the hotel.
To the hotels, we had to take the buses. And I mean, I think the ferry is cooler. The buses are very efficient. They run like every 10, 20 minutes, and we didn't have a problem getting to or from the hotel, or and everything by dockside is pretty close anyways.
We've had good and bad luck too with the ferries. We've had a couple times where like the wind was too high, or it was raining too much, and they weren't running. So the buses, I think, are always running.
Yeah.
So for reliability,
super plus side.
Yeah, we knew we always had that option for the bus. They definitely, I think they space them out during the day a little bit longer, but it's always within 10, 15 minutes of buses coming. So we had no problems with that at all. Worked out really well.
We got some swag. So another cool thing about City Walk is they sell literally everything. It's a little overpriced, but they sell everything. I didn't have any sunglasses because they got broken the second day, and I bought these sunglasses. They were like $20, but now they're mine forever. They also have like merch shops, and mostly everything you can get in the park, you can get at the merch shop, except for this one shirt that Carly managed to find on the way out of Universal one night. It's a super cool shirt. It's got like all these little cameos, and
Should have worn that one.
yeah, probably never gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
It'll make
I even take a little
appearance
picture of
later.
it and put it in here. What else happened, man? I think we pretty much covered everything.
I think the only tricky part on this trip, because everything was super smooth, hotel, we stayed, which is that we realized that we have two different tiers of passes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you have like the middle, it's like one down from the highest tier. And I have the seasonal pass, I think it is. So what we realized, we tried to go into Universal Studios one day, like late afternoon, the night of a concert. And it turned out that I didn't have access to that park all day long. We hadn't tried to go in all day, so we didn't even realize it. But there are blockout dates that we didn't even consider when we went.
I think I have the preferred,
I think you do preferred.
and then you have the one tier lower,
The
which
seasonal.
was the only thing that was like not cool about that was we didn't even care about the concert.
Yeah.
Like it was like Alanis Morissette or something like that.
No, it
Who
was-
was it? It's like some old female singer.
She's a legend. I'm blanking on her name
I
right
shouldn't
now.
call her old. She's gonna find me. She's an older. What do you say there? Oh,
We'll put it in. And you're
We'll
gonna
just
be
put it
like,
in.
She's legendary.
She's legendary.
But those are blanking.
Legends
on her
aren't
name
young.
right now. But it was that I couldn't get into, and then for early admission to the parks, because we were staying on
at
site.
the site, yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being fine because our hotel room key was.
It worked
early
as a
admission.
fast pass, or the early thing. So, if we wouldn't have been staying at that hotel, Carly would have had to wait an extra hour
I'd be peering in, watching Joe having fun on the rides
on the
for an hour.
Velocicoaster. Also, this is the first time we didn't have a fast pass.
True, yeah. So that was a little interesting too. So I was able to join over the weekend. So when I was there, it was a lot busier than when you were there earlier in the week. But I think since we've already we know our way around the park. You know, we're experts
Park
now.
exports.
We were fine not riding some stuff. Like if we knew the line was more than a certain amount we were willing to wait, then we would come back later. And that varies by ride. Like if Hagrid's is an hour, it's worth it because it's going to be less than an hour. Their signs usually overestimate, I would say in general, and it's worth it for that wait. For other rides, if it's more than like 20, it's not worth it because we know we've been out before. We'd rather ride something else instead and spend our time there. So it wasn't actually really an issue. I think if you were trying to ride everything and like actually came for like 1 or 2 days to do everything, you probably would have needed it with the crowd levels we saw.
Yeah.
And this was not a busy time of year typically either, but it still was busy.
I think the weekends were by far way busier. And
Yeah.
even though it was rainy, it was still kind of busy. I think our longest waits were Velocicoaster and then Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
And Hagrid's.
And Hagrid's.
Always.
But Hagrid's wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
They've gotten their lines pretty down to a cute. But then keep in mind, it was raining 2 of the days.
We did for the first time. We got not stuck on a ride, but we got the ride closed down while we were in line for it for Velocicoaster.
That's right. And they gave us, man, we were all the way to the end of the line.
Like about
we were the
the board.
next ones to ride. And then they turned us. They told us they gave us little passes to come back. And they tried to let us down the stairs and upstairs, and they didn't know where we were going. Then we had to go back to our lockers. We were all lost.
We were in the Velociraptor cage.
Oh yeah, we were the Velociraptors. And then we got stuck on MIB too.
Yeah, that one actually did get stuck on. That's true.
Which I found out a very interesting fact about this, and if someone could clear this up, it'd be great. Did you realize if you just shoot your gun in the air repetitively, you'll get points? So now I'm kind of wondering if it works like that. Like, are they calibrated? How often are they calibrated? You know, like I'm just trying to say, not all MIB cars are made equal. Is that? I don't
It
understand.
might have been. I don't know.
But Carly won both times. Went on a MIB because I let her
Always
win.
got the bonus.
I like the gift shop at the end of MIB, to be honest.
That's probably the most unique stores in the park. They have a mix of stuff that you wouldn't think would be in that store. They have like superhero, Marvel stuff is in
Yeah.
there. They have like signed stuff in there.
Like all the good stuff is in there. It's like that store and the store at the very front of the park are the ones that have all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everything. That's our trip to SeaWorld, Orlando, and Universal and City Walk. Did we get everything?
I think we might have gotten everything.
Sweet. Adventure 5. What's next? Take over the world. We'll go kayaking or something.
Yeah, so let's go.
Bye. All right, let's go right now.